Yep.
Angus and I are currently looking at, what is it, Goblins versus Atraxa Walks. Turn 1 Goblin Lackey.
We'd love to see a turn 1 Goblin Lackey. Yeah, sorry, a little bit, not accidentally muted for the first time in a long time, but instead just a little bit late. But we are joined back here for top 4. This is our semi-finals, and we have Lachlan on Goblins versus Jordan on Atraxa Walks. And we're joined here by Ben. Welcome back.
Thank you. And look, Goblin Lackey, I think might be one of the scariest turn 1 things Goblins can do, because you just don't know if it's going to be like some generic other, could even be Warren Instigator, like Lackey, or it could be like something huge like Muxus. I'd say that Git Probe might be the perfect card. You know how all in you need to go to stop the Lackey.
Yes, exactly. It's we've been talking a lot today about the fear of the unknown, and Gitaxian Probe cleans that up really quickly.
We're seeing a new card here, Breaches, this 3-mana goblin off this City of Traders. So obviously we're investing a bit here in that the City of Traders will be sacrificed when another land is played. But I think when you've got Lackey on the field, obviously it's going to be hard to get through a halfling. I think Breach is also one of its modes is that it creates a treasure, so it can kind of compensate a little bit for that land's lost.
Yeah, that's true. Again, one of the cards that came out recently that's kind of incidentally a goblin. I mean, it's more like a pirate because of the attack triggers and the fact that it comes from Ixalan, but
it makes treasures, it's just pirate through and through.
Yeah, what else could do it like that?
If it made maps, I think that would be the true pirate. Maps, treasures,
yes.
Have some sort of X marks the spots, X flavor text. Now, what's Jordan doing?
XX, maybe?
Yeah, true. X really would mark the spot. We've got Morlock. Okay, so we're eating the Lackey.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he could have traded with the Breaches here, but obviously then that would let the Lackey through, which would probably be a mistake. So yeah, I back this Lackey play.
Yeah, it's really nice, and just getting rid of it is in the exile zone, which we know about. Yep, that's fine. And I love Morlock so much. This is like the thing that cured everyone from hating Universes Beyond. It's just like kind of good creatures.
Very good.
Morlock's really nice, and we saw sort of lots of Warhammer cards, lots of other Warhammer cards that came out as well. But it's kind of like healing the divide because. I mean, Morlock, maybe it's a different story because Morlock kind of feels like it might exist in Magic.
Yes, I quite like that. I like Morlock because, this card could exist in Magic. What I don't like is when you're in the middle of playing bots and then you've got Guardian of Luiak Tho or something. It's like, what is Luiak Tho? It's like, okay, well, Dungeons and Dragons players will know. Angus, I have an inconsequential question to ask you, but I think it's very important.
I'm looking forward to hearing it.
So, Lachlan puts his exile zone upright and his graveyard sideways.
Terrible.
Right, yeah.
Terrible.
I've always put the exile zone sideways and the graveyard upright.
I like putting my if I'm like not you can't do it in CanBrawl, and I wish you could, but I like putting them in the same pile but turning them sideways if they're exiled. It's like you cannot do that, but I like doing it because it gives you like a timeline of how things happened a little bit better. But yes, I think. I'm kind of like, if you're going to be sideways to the deck, like in the way that Lachlan is doing it, that's like fine-ish. But you do have to like probably put your exile zone on the other side of the deck maybe or somewhere else. But as long as all the players knows what's happening.
So what we've got here now, I think, so we've got Misty Rainforest getting rid of that City of Traders, but it's still got 2 mana twice, so it's done its job. We're getting, I believe this is the Battlecry Goblins, so we're looking to get aggressive combat-wise here, which makes sense. Breaches is still bigger. I believe, does Breaches have Menace, I think, is one of the abilities?
Definitely has a lot of text, but it is a pirate as well, and these pirates, they tend to have Menace as they do, but we can check absolutely.
Okay, so it looks like we are...
what can you do?
No, that's all right. So it looks like we've got an attack here. This is quite a lot of life. So Jordan's under quite a bit of pressure now, going down to 9. Having said that, of all the cards which can make this up, I mean, in the name Atraxa, so it's a large life-linking creature. Omnath gains a lot of life.
We definitely, Jordan definitely has a lot of plays still up his sleeve. Thank you so much, Rue. Close. Treachery, enchantment. So card MTG bot's having a little bit of a same time as us finding the breaches, but
exactly what I said would happen is happening. Atraxa, we're getting a natural order on that delighted halfling. We're gonna get Atraxa. Oh, hang on, is there some sort of confusion? He couldn't possibly be getting another card. Like, this is the one.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he wants to get Eternal Witness, get back the Cataxian Probe, get another look at the hand. But no, I think you're absolutely...
Okay, there must be some mistake. Oh, you know what it is? He didn't have the double green.
Oh, of course.
So,
okay.
yeah, look.
So we can't cast that spell. Judge would most likely a slap on the wrists. Yes, you cannot cast that spell. So I guess we're just showing Lachlan that it is available, but not yet casting it.
Although this is a bit of an awkward issue in that he has picked up his deck. So I think they're just self-fixing by just shuffling. I mean, look, we're all friends here, but probably a mistake we don't want to make again. I mean, look, so Jordan, he is a bit unconventional in that his walks deck, which are kind of already a bit stretched on the mana.
Yep.
In 4 colors, he splashes black.
Yep.
I think he plays the Reanimator. I think at CanCon he played Bowmasters. I don't know if that's still on the list, but this is the price you pay, right? Like that Underground Sea. It could have been, what is it? Getting blue and black.
Could have been anything else.
It could have been anything which gets green. So look, I'm sure it's yielded him a lot of benefits, but maybe this time it will be his undoing.
Yeah, and we did see Corey the Judge walk out of the room with a stern look on his face, no doubt, giving Jordan a wag of the finger to say, no, you cannot do that. But as you said, this is like an Underground Sea that is functionally an island, unless you have a Leovold, unless you have a Reanimate. So obviously there's like benefit to it, but 5-color mana bases are hard.
They are hard. Okay, what are we seeing here from Jordan? He's got some sort of effect for combat.
Surprise! It's a.
He's really holding us in suspense here.
Yeah, it's Get Lost.
It's Get Lost. Okay, so I think so he's killing the breaches. It's the one which can't be blocked. It is yielding a benefit. I believe that token. It must be a treasure. But
surely.
Replaced with 2 maps. Oh well, look. We said earlier, what if breaches made maps? And now they've made maps.
Here we are.
This is the story of a true pirate. He came in, he made the treasure, and he left behind the maps. Maybe the timeline's a little bit off, but it's.
Sometimes you got to get lost to be found, Yeah, and I think Breaches is doing that right now. But yes, very very thematic for the Get Lost, and I think we've seen a lot of Get Losts lately. And
I rate it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Maps suck. Who cares about maps?
Well, I think to be honest, this is where it's at its weakest in the sense that Jordan's not a hard control deck, and Lachlan does have a lot of creatures. But when you're playing against these kind of like Protect the Queen tempo decks, or if you're playing hard control, there's only really ever 1 creature at a time. You can kind of make it so that map at Sorcery Spat activation only never really does anything. But this time, it's drawn Lachlan a card. So drawn Lachlan a card. He's happy to have the map in this situation. Just keeping him on his mana. Well, now what's he going to play, I wonder?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Let's have a look at Lachlan's hand. Can we see it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get a little peek and see if we can spill the beans. Something's going to get cast soon. It could be Conspicuous Snoop.
The Snoop. Which, with the maps, is going to be good.
Pretty good. Let me just press the button. I'm sure they'll press the button. They're not going to press the button. I'm going to press the button.
So we've got the high-level text support here.
Hell yeah. They pressed the button. They didn't need me. They know how to press the button. It's fine.
Another kind of trivial addition. I've noticed throughout the day there's been the cursor been on the right side of the life total, and that minus button isn't quite as responsive, it seems. I've noticed quite a few players struggling.
Yeah, it's I'm more than happy for that to be the negative feedback for the day. I think for any player who's seen this sort of setup before, we're doing the commentary on this giant table, and last CanBrawl the players had to play on the giant table, and it was like the feedback was, I can't see my opponent's cards because the table is too wide.
All right, so it looks like Jordan, it's delayed, not denied on this natural order. He's managed to find himself a land which taps for green. He's gotten rid of the lighted halfling. He's played the Atraxa, so he has the lifelink. He should be stable on life. However, with the Conspicuous Snoop, we know what Goblins can do with this card. We are 1 recruiter away, or we are just 1 even lucky draw. And with the maps offering that filtering from going infinite and making that totally redundant. So this is really going to be quite tense now. Yeah. Let's see what he reveals.
Birthing Pod, Flooded Strand, Mental Misstep, Leovold mentioned before, Slimefoot and Squeer, if I'm not mistaken, and Eternal Witness.
I think it's Timeless Witness.
Timeless Witness, nice one. And the Ephemerate is the one that we're snapping off because that's the easiest one. Wooded Foothills, another land, and then Seek the Beast, Questing Druid combo.
Birthing Pod obviously being the only artifact. I think Ephemerate being the only instant. Now it's really a decision of which creature. Is he going to take the Timeless Witness to go off? Is he going to get that Questing Beast maybe to just get more value? maybe Leovold.
I'm not heaps high on Leovold. I think if you had, honestly, you have natural order in the bin. Maybe
It's
the
true.
timeless, eternal witness, the timeless witness is the one that you want to get. But
Seems he's gone with Slimefoot and Squee. Perhaps what he's really concerned with is blockers. I find that a little surprising given he has the Atraxa. But he might suspect, or perhaps what he's thinking is that he wants the birthing pod to be able to pot away a 3-drop. Maybe he has a 4-drop in mind, like Omnath, which he wants to find. So that's potentially what he's thinking here.
yeah, nice. I can see it. It's still like a play that's a couple of turns away. You play the Slimefoot and Squee, but you can't play the birthing pod, but you're like more than happy to ephemerate this Atraxa at some point as well.
That's true.
You have that mana up from any point, so if any sort of shenanigans happen from Lachlan's side, any nameless inversions times 3, Jordan can actually just ephemerate the Atraxa away and then get it back again.
I mean, I think the reality is he has Plateau open. Jordan clearly, he made this decision to natural order with White open, knowing his deck very well. And I think particularly when he's got the walks, with the ephemerate end of turn and upkeep other ephemerate, with the he's in a very, very good position to just start comboing off. He's going to get to see 20 cards. That is a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the Eladamri's Call in his hand, which means he's going to be able to tutor up perhaps the missing, Spellseeker piece also, or, maybe Ewid effect to get back the ephemerate. Lachlan's got to be thinking to himself, he's going to be thinking this is not long for this game.
Yeah, it's really tough when you don't have any sort of main, Lachlan might have a couple of removal spells in the sideboard, but almost certainly not main board unless you're playing Tarfire. I mean, but you're the straight removal to get rid of an Atraxa, it's not going to be present in that main board.
Okay. Really interesting decision by Jordan here. I see the wisdom in it though, is that he's actually chosen to ephemerate the Morlock. So what he's thinking to himself here is that I'm already so ahead in the value game. The ephemerate will flicker the Atraxa. Perhaps the only way I lose is if my opponent snoops me out with Kiki Jiki. Now, why take the risk? It is interesting he's chosen to do it at instant speed. Basically in his turn at sorcery speed, when he can snoop shows the top card of the library. He could have waited. There is a window where you can snoop the Kiki Jiki. You can do it as it targets the snoop. But maybe Jordan's just playing very safe. Maybe he's being very confident behind this Atraxa. He doesn't want to take the risk. We'll see how it goes for him.
Yeah, interesting. You are giving up that little piece of information if you sort of do it in the draw step or whatever. But yeah, I think you're right on the money there. That Jordan just doesn't want to take any unnecessary risks.
All right, let's see what Lachlan's playing. So Broadside Bombardiers, extremely powerful card.
Coincidentally, Goblin, would you believe it? Pirate.
Another pirate, yeah.
Incredible. Pirate Tribal coming in here.
Really channeling the scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they throw all the ammunition off the edge and then they start just throwing the knives and forks. But unlike in that movie, it's actually happening to quite great effect. So I thought that thing was a treasure, but it must be a goblin.
Interesting.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, pardon.
Yeah. Damn, I did not know that. It's like, gotcha.
When there was a lot of noises.
That makes a lot of sense. Gotcha. We both have very loud voices, and turns out the players can hear. And,
all right, so no more information about the players' hands. It's actually very awkward to commentate because we're talking about the wisdom of possibilities.
We can talk in hushed voices.
Okay,
I think the door's closed, but yeah, we're missing out on the background noise that was protecting the players from our expert analysis. But now we'll just speak a little bit quieter, and I think everything's going to be okay.
We have to assume that these players are better at their decks than us, though. So,
no doubt. No one's better at Lachlan's deck than me. I was wondering about that treasure.
I think what's happening here is that Lachlan's deciding something like that because the broadside can boast. He can effectively stop the Atraxa from gaining any life. And this actually gives him a viable path to victory. And it also means, incidentally, that Jordan's going to be very hard pressed to ephemerate this Atraxa because then it can't attack, loses haste. So it really puts Jordan in a bind here as to what he wants to do. So let's see what decision he makes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it's okay. You don't. Yeah.
So he's chosen to leave it in exile. So that's a really intelligent play by Lachlan there to deny Jordan the second look. So Jordan really has to win with the Atraxa on board.
Yeah.
Is the life total registered that it was lifelink there? I think Lachlan's life total went down, but Jordan's didn't go up.
Yeah, I'm sure that will be fixed soon as they figure it out. But yes, Jordan on 7 life, and looks like we're going to have another look with this Ponder.
Yeah. By my reckoning, I think Jordan should be on 9. This is actually one of those moments where Time Walk. It's Jordan's probably just said, "Don't worry about it, man." Like I've got you.
you're really nervous when you don't adjust your life points. Then your opponent's like, "Oh no, you're on a different life total," and then you're like,
Yeah.
don't worry about it."
Yeah, don't worry about it. Especially, it's a real vote of confidence when you're on 2 facing down a broadside bombardiers and it's like, I've got this. You know, it's like...
Yeah, exactly. So that time walk really clinched there, and we see the sort of power of these Omnath walks decks is that they're playing a mid-range strategy. They want to go long. They're happy to do that sort of like trading resources, try and get a better top deck. But then you've got this like backdoor win con.
That's
you know,
right.
And it's just like you can just really easily make that happen as well.
And I think, to be honest, this has been kind of the theme of the day. Now, obviously, I'd love to talk about these sideboarding decisions, but we won't in case the players can hear us. But I'm sure everyone can see and make their own minds. I feel like it's a real feature of the Highlander format that there's a lot of decks which are doing these independently powerful things, these mid-range strategies, but have a combo angle. The last game we commentated, the Jund deck was like that, right? It was an independent mid-range strategy with a backdoor sneak attack angle. And I feel like both Goblins and Atraxa walks are like this. You know, the Goblins deck right here, you know, it won by an aggro game, but the fact with that Snoop, the fact that Jordan knows how just completely, you know, out of the blue it can get, meant that Jordan had to invest resources to deny that strategy, and that might have given Lachlan the window he was looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel it's a real feature of the 7-point format, which you don't really see in other formats. These kind of high-risk strategies.
It's true. It's very, very effective for Jordan. I think that like natural order Atraxa thing is like kind of a new addition for Jordan. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lachlan.
Get a great view almost of the whole sideboarding strategy, but we see most of it. And,
okay. I can see what Jordan's doing. We won't be making any commentary, obviously, just in case they can hear us. But wise decisions by Jordan.
By Lachlan.
Yeah.
And,
by Lachlan, sorry.
And we'll see what Jordan's thinking about as well. But if they can hear us, very wise decisions. Yeah. I'm sure that doesn't count as hearing, but yes, of course, the place has quieted down a little bit. You know, where all the hustle and bustle, everyone who's finished their match, and you know, this is something that a lot of tournament grinders will be used to. Is that the stores, like, they're getting ready to shut. You know, people start packing up chairs.
Yeah, that's right.
You're still playing Magic. I
will say this though. Historically, a lot of these CanBrawls, people have chosen to draw, you know, and just all go home. But I personally like that we're playing this out. You know, it's fun to see not just what decks make the top 8, but who is the best of the best, the real king of the hill or queen of the hill. And truly, this is a pleasure to watch these games. Like, that was really back and forth. It looked like Jordan was in an unstoppable position. Broadside bombardiers with the boasting to stop the lifelink really put Lachlan on put Lachlan on the map. Pardon the pun. For one turn, and then Jordan bringing it back with the time walk finish.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, that was really tight plays. Of course, boast. It is whenever you attack is when you can use it, but you can use it whenever you want.
That's true.
You know, so you just got to have to make that attack. So doing it before blocks are declared, really heads up play by Lucky.
Right, so we won't be making any comments about the strengths of the hand, but we will be looking at them with eager.
I'm looking at them. I'm looking at them with the eyes.
Yeah. There's a range of interesting to uninteresting cards. We're giving away as little as possible here.
I think Raj, hopefully committee member Raj in the chat as well, loved the camera setup. Very kind of you to say some nice words. But yes, we're trying very hard to make sure it's a pleasing experience. And I think the hand cams, honestly, they like make a big difference.
They're brilliant. I'd love to commentate on that. Talking about the speculating on the wisdom of plays is one of my favourite things to do. We won't be doing it here, but I will say
we can do it very quietly.
That's right. I will take this moment. Everyone who's watching this video in the replay, anyone who's watching it live right now, we've got to appreciate all the work Angus has done here.
Stop.
Right? No, we have to because
you don't.
We do because as I was having a chat with Angus later, we're in the supply to demand ratio for 7-point Highlander content is way off. You know, every time a video goes up, it doesn't matter what it's like, it gets a lot of views straight away. I sometimes just put them in the cart just because I love people talking about the format to get ideas. And high quality content like this with these great games and this great setup. Thank you, Angus. You're doing a great job. We are all in your debt.
That's very sweet. Thank you. And I, of course, that's like it's a terrible trade-off because I love to play Magic as well, and that's like what makes me a better commentator. You know, because I like to play as much. But yeah, of course, it's just like and it's just a good opportunity to promote other people bringing their bringing their content. I think there's like a weird buy-in because I've been doing this for a long time, so I have like the benefit of knowing what works, but I still have trouble with all these things, and it's like, however we can help people with that.
We have a blitzing start from Lachlan here with Mana Crypt, Taiga, Name Sticker Goblin. How much mana? I can't read what's on the stickers, but it's enough mana to make Kiki Jiki.
At the very least.
Oh my word! Who can in fact make a copy of the Name Sticker Goblin? This really goes to show. This is this combo backup plan. Yeah, this is
Mulligan to 5, very astute observation. Incredible. We're going to copy the... Yeah, this is so funny because Delusionary is the only one that makes you 6 mana. And unfortunately, won't be able to use it again because of the way that stickers work. But you will be able to get a little bit more, you know.
Well, look, the real long and short is what's he play with it? My word, he plays the ringleader. This is out of control. Okay,
shit. Whose turn is this?
Only one hit. This is, I guess, the Wait, what?
That's it.
Oh, Jordan's just conceded. Okay.
Jordan's like, I don't want to see. I don't want to know what the ringleader's ringleading. I think Jordan scooped up the game because the Goblin ringleader brought on a new Goblin onto the battlefield, and that was Jordan. Well, Jordan's like, I'm in, let's go.
Oh, I think the reality is, even though that particular ringleader hit was a bit uninspired, the fact that Kiki Jiki will be ringleadering literally every turn, like unless Jordan has a 3-turn path towards the combo, what can he do? So yeah. This is like
I think a lot of Magic players are going to be seething at this video because stickers suck.
Yeah,
you know? I mean, I love stickers, but some people think the stickers suck. Some people think attractions suck. But like name sticker Goblin is like so good, and it's like good for goblins, but it's like good in Storm randomly as well. You know, like it's a ritual.
It's already good. Hey. So just for the people who are trying to follow what happened, let's just recap that game. So Lachlan turn 1, he plays Taiga, which is the red green jewel, and Mana Crypt. He has 3 mana. With that 3 mana, he plays the Name Sticker Goblin.
Bang.
He has drawn enough of the vows? I think vows on the stickers to play Kiki Jiki.
Unique vows.
Who
it had to be Delusionary. That is the only one that has 6 unique vows.
Right. Well, it's 5 for Kiki Jiki though. So
so one left over. You're right. Yep.
So then with that, he was able to then Kiki Jiki another copy of the Name Sticker Goblin, which is enough to play Goblin Ringleader, which is the one which gets the top 4 cards and puts all the goblins. And because that's on an ETB, every turn Jordan would have had to have dealt with another 2/2 haste with potentially up to 4 more goblins, and he decided that wasn't going to happen. I think Lachlan couldn't have engineered a better start.
I respect Jordan. I respect Jordan conceding that quickly a lot because it's like you could play it out. It's like why not? You give it a red hot go, but it would have been like 3 turns maybe, and then Lachlan would have got the natural win. But it's like nice for the people watching at home to just see play. I'm going to concede. Yeah. I'm done.
And there are some people I've heard who are like, don't keep super up to date with the points announcement and wondering why is it that Goblins got pointed. This is why Goblins got pointed. These kind of explosive turn 1 win hands, not every deck can do that. And how many points did we see? We saw Mana Crypt 5 points, obviously now extremely powerful. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why Goblins got the point on Mana Crypt, got the point on Recruiter.
I'm a believer. I was a hater before, now I'm a believer because that was disgusting.
It was. And I think one of the things which we've spoken about in the committee, I think Michael, I'm sure he won't mind me sharing this insight, is that Goblins gets a bad rap because it's kind of viewed when everyone kind of spiritually joins the game Magic the Gathering as kind of being like the dumb tribe. Do you know what I mean? Elves, wizards, these are all tribes which is like, oh, this is kind of nice to play. Goblins is like the friend who plays mono red, right? But the reality is that Goblins deserve respect,
Of course.
And I think it's great that in this format we are really showcasing the power of Goblins, and it's possible that maybe Recruiter, it should have been pointed a long time ago, but players like Lachlan are proving to us all the time, this is a tribe which deserves respect. It is a tribe which has a lot of flexibility, a lot of power. It can win extremely quickly in ways other tribes can't. All right, let's see. He's kept them all to 5. Didn't stop him last time.
Yeah, that's right. And we get the Once Upon a Time as well in our back pocket, just in case we find something a little bit more explosive. I don't know if you could, as you said, I don't know if you could engineer a better start than we saw in that game too, but Lachlan's going to try. We see the Goblin Recruiter. That's...
who knows? We didn't see anything.
We didn't see anything.
Okay, and there are so many options here for Lachlan to choose from.
It's going to become the ASMR stream where we quietly say what's in their hands. No, but obviously pondering over our first pick with the Once Upon a Time, and there's a couple of good options in there.
There's a lot of good options in there, and it really just depends what Lachlan thinks his best vector for attack is here. If he's going to go for that more aggro plan or that more combo plan.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Taking a lot of time to make sure that this is the correct decision, because this is the one that matters. This is the one that turns a box of magic cards into potentially a dual land.
Yep, and you know, like it's... Oh, here we go. So we've got Copperline Gorge. We are opting for safety in hitting the land drops here. And you know,
very disciplined.
It is. It's very disciplined play. You know, a lot of players are very tempted to pick just the most powerful card, but sometimes the land, it's the card which casts the most powerful card. All right, so Jordan has not cracked end of turn. Perhaps Jordan's not running any Surveil lands.
Yeah, I could see it. I guess you're like, you might be playing a couple of Triumphs, but I mean, we didn't even see any Triumphs being fetched out. No. So it's like, how do you support this 5-color mana base? I think the reason that he didn't fetch was because he doesn't know what land he wants to get yet.
It's true. It's true. He might be waiting to see what he needs to cast first. We've got Cavern of Souls here from Lachlan. Obviously, when you're against a blue deck, it's always good to have the ability to resist counter spells. You know, that might have been Spell Snared or Stern Scalding in another life.
Yep.
Now, I believe this card is played, I can't remember its name.
Rubble Belt Horde Master.
Okay, yeah. So it gives all the goblins +1/+1, and when a goblin dies, you can exile the top card of your library and play it, I think, until the end of your turn?
Next turn, I think. But yeah, another banger. But this is like actually typal, we call it now,
yes.
Kindred. An actual typal card that says goblins on it instead of just being a goblin and being good.
But I will say as well, it's kind of one of these cards which it plays to both angles of attack for the deck. On one end, the Anthem effect puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. It really makes those Rabble Master type cards better. But on the other end, it also is a source of card advantage, right? Exiling those cards off the top gives you more looks at assembling your combo. And particularly in a post-sideboard game, when Jordan could be siding in things, we don't know if he is, but he could be siding in things like Brotherhood's End or, you know, Fiery Confluence or any such sweeper, being able to kind of reload off those cards is really valuable.
Oh, it's huge. You're like forcing your opponent to block because the creatures are bigger, and then if you block, you get your benefit. It's kind of like a lose-lose situation for the non-goblin player. You know?
Yeah, and you can't just rely on your opponent not having good cards in the deck. Like, you know, we're in a powerful format.
That's one of my only techs.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Jordan's decided that he knows what lands he wants to get because he's cracked the Flooded Strand. We'll see if he cracks that Bloodstained Mire, and he has a response to this Horde Master attacking, which is interesting, right? Because it's only 1 damage. Right, and there's a second main phase to come, but perhaps Jordan's made the decision that there's not much I can do to interact in the second main phase anyway. He's happy to, you know, the Cavern of Souls will give Lachlan a lot of confidence here. So he's just...
And I think something that we, of course, have to say very quietly is that Jordan does have this Kaya's Guile and also a Dress Down. So there is a couple of things here. Like, you want to obviously do it in the correct way and make it as good as possible. But yeah, we'll have to see. But he's opted for this Brainstorm, crack 2 fetches, cast Brainstorm, do the third one.
Yes.
Kind of nice, you know?
Yeah, and that's really good because it allows him to sculpt his hand according to what his opponent's doing. So he's drawn quite a few interesting cards here. Obviously, we won't be talking about what they are in case they hear us, but I imagine that these 2 cards will be ones Jordan doesn't want, and he'll crack that Bloodstained Mighty away with them. But no, he actually has decided that he likes the cards. So
interesting.
I'll tell you what, when your opponent has the fetch land available in the Brainstorm and they don't use it, you've got to not be feeling good.
Something terrible is happening right now. Yeah, exactly.
My opponent is that happy with all their cards. So Jordan is, let's see,
it seems kind of nice.
Casting the Time Walk.
Yeah.
This is the world's most expensive Explore happening right now.
It is an Explore. You're absolutely right. It's there is this added benefit, of course, that you get to untap your lands and make a second. Like, you make a second land drop with Explore, of course, but like we can untap, cast Omnath, gain a bit of life, maybe, you know, get some mana, maybe.
Yep.
So this is like, it's kind of like a pretty mid thing to do with your Time Walk, but you know, if it fits.
But clearly Jordan's happy enough with his next plays. He's willing to lean into the potential upside of, you know, drawing the right card. Let's see if
ripping that land would have been nice. It's a shame that it didn't end up in that way, but Omnath with the land backup, obviously a better line, but Jordan doesn't have that available to him, so I think he's deciding what else he could possibly do.
Decided to pass here. Now, it's interesting as well because one of the things which Jordan is giving away with this Time Walk play is that lots of people think that the way Time Walk wins is by going infinite, and that does happen a lot. But one of the other ways Time Walk wins is just if you are in the combat race with your opponent and your life totals are both getting kind of low. Both players are getting aggressive, like I attack, no blockers, you attack, no blockers. The Time Walk player has the ability to kind of, in the last second, play the Time Walk, get an additional combat phase, kill you. Let's see what Lachlan's cast here. It's some sort of green card. Do you know this one?
Absolutely not, but it appears to be some kind of card. Here we go. For the ancestors.
Oh my
Wonderful. Word. Choose creature type. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of cards of chosen type from among them. Put the revealed cards in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order with flashback of 4.
They've really pushed... now, I think it's called Lead the Stampede, is the 2 any creature.
Yeah, Winding Way helps as well. But this one's busted.
That's
Cast it twice. 6 cards is a lot.
6. You know, it's in some ways, it's interesting. For 1 more mana, you could run Collected Company.
Yeah. But we saw, what did we see? We saw a couple of the cards come out. Nothing too exciting, but we did see the green changeling that that allows you to look at the top of your deck and cast creatures from among them.
Is this the Goblin Surgeon or Churgeon? Is this the one?
Yeah, there's a very important difference between a Surgeon and a Churgeon.
What is it?
One of them operates on your Churge.
Okay, right. Yeah, and the other one operates on your Surge.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Churgeon gives you the ability of 0 mana, sacrifice a goblin, reanimate target goblin.
Regenerate target.
Regenerate, yeah, thank you. So that means that you're kind of chopping off a different goblin's leg to paste it to another goblin.
Thematically, it is a bit odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what have we got here? So it looks like we've got a Charmander. I suppose they're shortcutting here. So it looks like what happens is Jordan played Kai's Guile, got 2 spirits represented by Charmander. A classic, really bringing me back to the playground. And then he's blocked. Oh, hang on. I thought that he'd blocked.
Just one spirit. So we will be able to block the an edict. Yeah, nice call. So wonderfully get the opportunity to have players all work together to help us find out what's happening. But yes, the Kai's Guile is going to make 1 spirit, make your opponent sacrifice a creature, and then now we're going to get ready to block. But whoops, no, we're not. Here comes the munitions expert to expertly deal 2 damage to that spirit.
Now, I don't know if you noticed this subtly, but I'm pretty sure that Imperial Recruiter I'm looking at, so that Goblin Recruiter was sitting here, that was because when this the Churgeon was sacrificed, that aforementioned Horde Master ability of exile the top card of your library went on the stack, and that Recruiter, Jordan's got to be thinking, okay, the clock is starting. Because with the Recruiter on the battlefield, Lachlan probably has the ability to set up a whole lot of deterministic lines. Obviously, we don't know what's in his hand for the benefit of the players. So we can have a bit of a sneak peek now for those viewing at home.
We do see a couple of important ones. I think you see the black one that tutors to the top of the library from Lorwyn. And we saw the one that allows you to cast the goblins off the top of the deck as well. So kind of more like toolboxy maybe, not necessarily like win the game. Whoa. I changed my mind. If you look at the top corner of the deck, and we won't say anything for the players, but this is a really powerful one that Lachlan has just drawn, and it is the Conspicuous Snow.
That's right. This game is on a knife edge.
Ooh, absolutely on a knife edge.
But we know Jordan. Jordan is packing. It's not necessarily, who knows if they're permanent answers, but Jordan is ready. Okay, we're really seeing Jordan's the elbow of stress here.
The thinking. This is powerful.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. So we've
down. Okay.
So there we go. Jordan has been hanging on to this one for a long time.
This feels like a hand check. This is like, I'm going to play the Recruiter. You know about it. I know about it.
Yep.
The Recruiter's going to kind of whiff or whatever because the dress down is going to stop those abilities happening. But now the dress down's gone.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing is, again, with this Goblin strategy, is that it has 2 angles of attack. The Horde Master is still putting a lot of pressure with the Anthem. The Imperial Recruiter is still a body. Jordan has Omnath now. He senses that the path to victory is via combat, via board presence. Does he have that crucial follow-up land to start the live swinging?
That's really important.
Okay.
And it is a fetch land too.
Okay, right. Okay. So he's sequenced this very well.
And beautiful sequence.
And now the next question is, so for those who haven't played against Omnath, when Jordan cracks the fetch land, he will get a second landfall trigger, and the second trigger from Omnath adds 1 of every color of Omnath, right? So basically everything's set black.
Yeah.
It is very, very common then that mana will be used to cast a follow-up strong card, maybe Aragorn, and we'll see what Jordan decides to play.
I would love to see an Aragorn. I think that there's this is why we see Omnath. It was pre-banned in Standard, and it was like a real force to be reckoned with because it's free.
Yeah.
You know, if you pair it with a fetch land, suddenly you replace the card that you get with the Omnath because you get to draw a card on ETB, and you also get to make the mana back if you do
That's
Landfall
true.
twice. And like Landfall twice is like, oh, only Landfall decks can do it, but yeah, you know,
Any deck
fetch
with a
land's
fetch land,
pretty
yeah.
goddamn good. Yeah.
And also, the tempo loss of playing just a 4-mana 4/4 is kind of offset by the life. So Jordan's really having a dream of a time here. So he's gotten the green mana. He's green Sun Zenith for 4, and it looks. I'm guessing that's a Timeless Witness.
It looks like it.
And because he wants to set up with that Time Walk that one long ago I kind of insultingly called the Explore. You know, now we'll see which he chooses. Obviously, we don't know. But my bet would be is that he's ready to, he's picking up the Time Walk. He's ready to translate this into an insurmountable amount of damage.
And you said Knife's Edge, and you are not kidding, because if Jordan gets untapped, that's a Time Walk. They're going to start recouping some of that life loss. But on Lachlan's side, we do see that combo nearly ready to go.
Yeah, I know the Recruiter got dressed down the first time, but Lachlan does have the ability to cast cards like Kiki Jiki. We know his deck has a lot of fast mana, Ancient Tomb, City of Traders. There are ways in which that mana can kind of come out of nowhere, even if it doesn't look like it's there now. So it's a matter. Lachlan's got to be thinking to himself now, my plan of going combat is not going to be viable if I'm facing down Omnath. 4 life a turn. You know, he's going to need way more.
Something a little bit more spicy.
That's right. So he's probably now thinking, how do I exploit the more combo, the more infinite angle of the deck in order to assemble a win? So we'll see what he does here. Using that Cavern of Souls mana, just in case okay, we've got Bombardiers. Okay, I take it back. If there's a card which can put the combat angle back on the deck, then Bombardiers is definitely it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see the same trick that you mentioned before, just sacrificing whatever gets blocked, throw some damage at the face. This is...
my guess is going to take out the Omnath. Yeah, he is taking out
nice one.
He doesn't want he wants that Bombardier's Menace to keep the Bombardiers safe. So pre-block, he's taking out the Omnath. He's getting a trigger off the Horde Master. He's got an Ancient Tomb, which, you know, like...
Ooh, would have been nice last turn.
Would have been like, no. But look, at the end of the day, when you're racing, you know, I guess he's not racing on life anymore. He's got the mana he needs. Okay, let's see. So how much damage you got in here? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe. Jordan has to make up his mind whether he wants to block that Munitions Expert. And, you know, he might. Nope, he chooses not to.
Okay.
I think he might like the Timeless Witness in the bin because the Eternalize gives him another shot at the Time Walk. But this tells me that Jordan's more angling for that Ephemera plan. And, look...
We're going to record it because of the situation.
Yeah, the Ephemerate plan maybe is...
Well, maybe we're... maybe this game is already over, but it's so hard not to scream when you see the card. This reminds me of really old Magic commentary, and the commentators have to be like, talk behind them because this play is insane. We see the Spellseeker back recently pointed, and I think this is probably why.
And this is why,
Ephemerate's gonna get it back, and where are we now?
Lachlan has to see the writing on the wall here. He knows that Jordan already has the Time Walk. He knows that the Timeless Witness is on the battlefield. He has the blue mana available in Underground Sea and the follow-up white mana. I think this is it.
There's no show me you have it. There's no show me, because I've seen every card, and I think there's an infinite combo here.
And you know, I think Lachlan really showed us how Jordan could never rest. He had to sequence everything perfectly. He had to be incredibly patient with that dress down. But ultimately now, I think Jordan's going to be walking away with this game.
Yeah, it looks like it. Walking away, no pun intended, of course. Time Walk, possibly granting infinite turns. Because, of course, flickering that Timeless Witness is going to get back your Time Walk, and then you can do it again, get the Time Walk again, and here comes the handshake.
That's GG. What a game!
That's a tie one.
Credit to Lachlan in that those. I mean, obviously that game too is just out of this world. But in all of these games, every single time I was about to write off the traditional angle, Lachlan found a way to be like, no, you've still got to respect combat. You've still got to respect the fact that I'm putting a presence on the board. And but Jordan managed to find the right way to just weave in that combo at the exact opportune time. Incredible.
It feels like we're seeing some serious minds at work here. Both Lachlan and Jordan, seasoned players, and no stranger to the top placings of any event, but it's going to be Jordan that's going to take us down to the finals.
The finals. Do we know what he's playing against in the other direction? I'm not sure. Does anyone know who else made the finals? What are you on?
On
Damn.
Balls of Weenie. Okay.
It's quite. All right.
So we're going to say. I mean, look, Balls of Weenie. This is not it seems to me, for those watching at home, that the finals is going to be between an extremely conventional, so like a bit of twist on a conventional deck, Walks with black for Atraxa, versus Ores of Weenie, which I can only assume is kind of like a Moonshine variant.
Yeah, I think there's like, it's like, I mean, maybe Will hasn't played much Legacy in a long time, but Dead Guy Ale used to be somewhat popular. Tide Hollow Sculler, Dark Confidant, Thalia, like pairing up that like really nice white weenie strategy, which is strong. You know, like white weenie we've seen a lot before, but just like adding those really powerful black spells, a force to be reckoned with. I mean, we haven't seen black white weenies seemingly ever, and suddenly Will's coming in and he's throwing it around like nobody's business.
I think one of the things which is interesting is also coming from CanCon is that players are really exploiting the power of black here. So we saw Chifley take out CanCon last year, taking an established deck, Moonshine, and adding black for the power of those black initiative creatures and the fast starts you get off Dark Ritual. And it's perhaps the case that Will's taken another kind of well-established deck, just been mono white, and is adding black but without the red. And Jordan, right, on the other hand, with his Walks decks, you look at Omnath, you think this is every color except for black. Jordan is also exploiting the play power of black. Maybe what are they doing it for? I wonder. Like, is it just Reanimate by itself? Is it the Bowmasters?
Unfortunately, it feels like we might not find out because it looks like the players behind us, they're gonna play it out. I think they're splitting and play.
Yeah, we're gonna
split and play.
Well, look,
appreciate that.
I'm keen to stick around and commentate.
You want to stick around and commentate the finals? This is the big
finals.
One. There's only glory on the line. It seems like the players have decided to split the prizes, but for the commentators, for the people at home, the chat, we're going to get this game on footage, and we're hoping that it's going to be a banger.
For the people.
The people.
We've got bad respect to Jordan and Will. Both absolutely swell guys, by the way. If you ever met one into them. Very friendly. Jordan, well known for lending out cards and offering advice.
Absolutely.
I believe it's Nestle Crunch on the Discord. So
Best kind of chocolate bar there is, like.
Yeah, that's it. They're splitting, but they're playing. Is that right?
Well, if they're splitting, the event's over, so they can play if they want to.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, go.
Sorry, we'll be judging from the commentary box here.
Yeah.
I think the store might close, to be honest.
Oh no.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Let's turn off the mics. We'll take a small break, and then we'll hopefully be able to come in for a match for. But let's.
Either way, we won't let people hanging. If the match happens, we'll let you know. If it doesn't happen, we'll let you know as well.
All right. We'll see you soon, everyone. Thank you.